Hello there. Hopefully this is now live and welcome to my little camp spot where I camped last night. I'm in a cornfield in California. Hopefully the audio's okay. It's a little bit windy here, but there's not an awful lot I can do about that. Let me show you around. Just have to unplug my phone because it's charging right now. So right now there's my bike. There is the cornfield. Some big old mountains in the distance, right on that horizon. The sun has just risen and it's pretty bright here. But yeah, this is where I camped last night. Really good. Andy Hall, hey up pal, how's it going? And Taylor Andre, good morning sir. Morning from you guys, nice to have you along. I'll show you what I'm up to at the moment. I'm just gonna cook myself some oats. So this is gonna be a very normal morning for me, kind of on the road. So you're going to get to see kind of the routine I do when I wake up. So as you can see here, I've got my little gas stove. This is an MSR Whisperlight stove, and I need to give it some compression, give it a few pumps, and then from here, come on, still not ready yet. And then from there, I am going to cook myself some porridge, or oatmeal as they like to call it in the USA. So I'll get this pumped up. Let me have a look at that live chat. There's a load of people messaging there and I cannot, there we go. Lots of good morning, nice looking corn. Yeah, the corn's alright actually. Didn't cook any up, yeah, I thought I'd leave it. Evening, it's good morning here. Morning from Aviator. Morning, good man, how's it going? You alright pal? Polar London. Hey mate, hope you're well. Very good. Bike Tour Adventures, Christopher Panaski. By the way guys, I'd go and check out Chris Panaski's podcast. Go on to your podcast app and check out Bike Tour Adventures, because they are wonderful. It's just, I think it's just been voted the second best bike touring podcast on the internet. Should be number one. Kevin Wheeler, right on Adam. Robert Jacobs, I'm guessing, and that says morn, good morning. And Hardik Yadav, good morning. Yep, just gonna keep putting some compression into here. And yeah, you're kind of gonna get to see a little bit of morning routine. And then I'm gonna get back on the road. So for the last 10 days, I have been staying in San Francisco. I spent 3 days in San Francisco itself. Then I went to a mate's house just on the outskirts. And a place called Vallejo, or in Spanish, Vallejo. And yeah, my old mate, he was in the army with me. We both joined the army on the same day together. So we both, made the effort to catch up. And he was like, right, I'm off away with work, so you are able to come and stay at my house for as long as you want. So I stayed for about 9 days, which is brilliant. Yeah, 9 days of staying with a house, pool and a hot tub, internet. So I've made loads of videos and they're going to be coming out over the next few weeks. Kind of gives me a bit of time to cycle, focus on filming. I had to buy myself a new camera, so I'll show you that camera in a second. Where did I put it? That's a very good point. Oh, the camera's attached behind here. I'm not going to show you the setup, but basically I've got my phone elastic taped to my camera. I've still got my old camera with me. Haven't got rid of that just because it does still work and I'd rather sell it and get rid of it. So yeah, stayed in San Francisco for 10 days making videos, met loads of people, and I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Let's look at this chat. Wondering what you're up to. So Bike Tour Adventures, out of 5, cheers for the shout Adam, haven't seen anything from you in a while, thought you were dead in the desert or something. No, I've just been editing mate. I thought I'd just go a little bit quiet because I just wanted to get on with work and I was seeing people. I wasn't cycling, so it's quite nice. Senator Wilson, cheers Adam, still my hero. So on the menu today, I've got a question there. What's on the menu? And that's from Sayesh already. Got a little packet of oats. I have one of these, apple and cinnamon. I've got, this is just, well, it's a tortilla bag, but in there is some Bob's ready quick oats. So I've got some oats here. I've got, wrapped in here is honey, and got a banana. I'm only going to throw one in. So yeah, let's get the oats cooking. So to get this stove going and working, let's just make sure we're fully charged. I don't want that phone to die whilst we're going. Yeah, so to get it, you've got to compress it. Bit of fuel in there. I'm running really low on fuel, so I've got to cook something that doesn't take too long. Then I've got to put in some fire. Well, lighter. There we go. Because it's a bit windy here, I'm going to have to get my little wind protector. Throw that on. Just keep an eye on it. I've got to wait for it to reduce the flame, and once that flame's reduced, gas on. Water is already in my little pot, and that's it really. Pretty simple. Just got to keep an eye on it. There we go. Crack open some of those grains and make some grid bread on the stove from Cycle Our World. You know what? There's tons of corn over there. The only thing is, to boil corn from a cob take me about 25 minutes. I don't think I've got 25 minutes of gas on this stove. Let's have a look. Alright, flame is getting there. Oh, let's get this. There we go. So this pot here, not sponsored by anyone, but this pot is a Sea to Summit pot. It folds down, it's silicone, but it's got a metal bottom. It's kind of, let me show you. It's kind of like this bowl, folds down like that. This is just like a chopping board and bowl. Again, that's Sea to Summit. Really rate these. Again, like I said, not sponsored, but I highly recommend it. Perfect nomad life. Yeah, mate. I don't know about perfect, but you know what? This was a really good spot. Really good spot. What's the temperature this time of year? Still it's warm. Yeah, I'm still at sea level. Actually, technically, I think I'm below sea level where I am now. Where I am right now, so San Francisco, I've headed east by about 100k. And I'm now heading towards the Sierra Nevada mountain range. I'm going to be heading towards Lake Tahoe, I think, rather than Yosemite, because I can go to Tahoe and then I can make my way down to Yosemite. So might do both, but I'm going to go to Tahoe first. It's going to mean about climbing to around 3,000 meters. Don't know what that is in feet, but it's really high. And it's going to be a bit chilly, I think, when I go there. I looked at the temperature in the morning. It's like nearly 0, 3 degrees, 4 degrees. If again in Fahrenheit, sorry guys, I don't understand the Fahrenheit stuff, but the temperature here is a bit chilly. I've got my jumper on, and yeah, just keeping an eye on my boiled water. I'm gonna head towards Tahoe, maybe down to Yosemite, or let's see what the weather's like up there. Maybe down to Death Valley, or maybe not. Maybe just go straight across Nevada. So bikepacking, there we go. How's it going, mate? Cool if you get a chance to check out Zion and the Grand Canyon. And I've got a question there. So I'm struggling to read who's wrote it because I've got a plastic band. Ooh. So what's your plan for the winter? So my plan for the winter is definitely coming, is to get to Mexico. Mexico for December. My US visa time runs out on December the 12th. So I've got to be in Mexico before then. Here we go. So what I do, I only use one packet, albeit that is not much. Just turn it down a tad. I use one packet of the flavoured oats. That just goes in. And then I top it up with normal oats because these are cheaper, just to bulk it out. And I always cook too much, which I'm okay with. It's better to start the day with too much food than too little food. So here we go, get them oats mixed in, doesn't take too long, give that a minute or so, and then I've got myself breakfast. Oh, I like to put a banana in whilst it's cooking so it gets all mushy. Best to use, if you've got like a slightly bruised and battered banana, get that in there. Tastes good in oats. Chop it up, spoon it in. Cool. There we go. So this is where we are on the internet, be able to watch somebody cooking from a little camping stove. Middle of California. Crazy, isn't it? So yeah, that's my plans for the next few days. I think that's more or less done. Might put a bit of water in just to get a bit dry. So this is just like Sunday morning kitchen. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Is that a TV show? If not, it could become one. Here's a man making oats in California. So yeah, in America they call this oatmeal. In England we call this porridge. A little bit of cultural differences there. But seeing as I'm in America, probably should call it oatmeal. There we go. Turn my gas off. And I'll just let that sit for a second. And then I'll put it in this little bowl, because otherwise it's too hot to eat out there. And that's it. Super quick and easy. And that is pretty much what I've eaten for breakfast every day for the last year. Well, not quite. In China and Asia, I'd definitely just buy some steamed buns or something like that. Let's have a look at the comments. Greetings from Russia, North Caucasus. Your autumn looks the same as ours, very warm. That's cool. Are you going all the way to Patagonia? Hopefully. Is it illegal to light bonfire when camping? I'm pretty sure it is when you're wild camping. I'd also say it's frowned upon. If I'm wild camping, I just don't set fires if I'm on someone's land. Where I am now is definitely someone's land. I'm in someone's cornfield. But where I am is kind of like, let me just show you. I'm like on the mud. This is like where I think the vehicles all head down. So I'm not like causing any harm. And it's a Sunday morning. Look for ski bunnies. I don't know what a ski bunny is. Is that just like a little rabbit? Paul Moore, love your channel. One question. How do you handle bike kit and security when you're in towns? So if I'm in a town, I will have the bike with me or in a building. If I can't do that, just gotta stay with the bike. Like when I'm camping here, the bike can just hang out on the side. It's fine. All my bags come in the tent normally. And yeah, it's one of the downsides of being on a bike tour, I suppose, is you can't just go wandering around as easily. Yeah, at least I'm getting oats out there. When you're in Asia, it's really hard to get hold of oats. And Aviator, porridges for Goldilocks and the 3 bears. I haven't seen any bears for a long time. Might see some if I go to the Sierras. Bike touring Mike, how are you doing, Mike Hedberg? Not saying hello from Sweden at this time. I'm hiding out at a bus stop in the rain somewhere in the mountains of Provence, being on tour for last week. That was brilliant. Cycle Our World, welcome along. You've probably answered this before, but how did you sort the US visa after going into Canada and back out again? On a 6-month visa or the standard 3-month? Very good question. Okay, so this information is pretty valid if you're British or European or probably any country that is part of the ESTA scheme, the pre-security check scheme. So if you're part of that, listen in. If you want to go to Alaska, you need to get US, well for me as a Brit, I just got a ESTA, which well there's a load of geese, I'm going to have to show you this. Hold that thought. Oh, can you see that? I don't know if you can. That is like an army of geese in the air. I do not know if you can see that. They are making some right noise. That's beautiful. Don't think you can see it because it's right into the sun. Yeah, so I entered with a 90-day visa waiver. So I paid for the ESTA, just spooning the porridge into my other bowl right now. So I paid for my ESTA for like $6 or whatever online. I flew into Los Angeles and that is where I cleared customs. I then got a connecting flight to Alaska. So my ESTA time really started in Los Angeles, there. And if flying internally doesn't make a difference. So going up to Alaska, no passport checks, just get on the plane, you're good. I then, from there, cycled for a month and a half. 1 second, I'm just getting my honey for the oats. Yeah, cycled for a month and a half, and that was through Alaska to Canada, to the Canadian border. And then I continued through Canada, and I made sure that my 90 days stay had expired. The geese are making a right racket. I made sure that 90 days visa had expired. So when I re-entered the USA, I had no 90-day stay. I was very much re-entering brand new. The border staff looked at my passport, looked at everything, asked me some questions, asked me what my plans were, financial means, if I had people supporting me, stuff like that. And they just let me in and gave me another 90 days. Now, technically, I don't know if they are meant to do that. It's like the US border service information is really sketchy, doesn't really give you much detail. It really does depend on the guard at the time, so you could get rejected. But in my experience, as long as you've kind of got the money and they don't think you're a risk for whatever reason, you should be all right. So for me, I don't want to take the mick there, and I won't be re-entering the UK for a while. So there we go. Let me have a look at some more of these questions, because some good questions coming in here, guys. Okay, so if that answers your question, Cycler World, I've not paid for any visas or visa waivers, because an American visa is firstly expensive. It's a pain in the butt to have to go and get, because you have to get biometrics done. But yeah, that's basically it. So it's possible. You don't need to go and pay for visas to go to America if you are in the ESTA scheme. Oh, I've got honey bloody dripping everywhere. Somebody gave me some honey in a jar. It's really nice. 4 ounces of pure honey with a little cork lid. Right, look at these comments. Ski Bunny is a woman who hangs out at the ski resorts. Got ya. I wasn't with you on at all with that. Okay. Ian King still looking cool in the bin jumper, mate. Cheers. I'm glad you remember that. This is my North Face bin jumper I got in Vancouver, in Kitsilano, fancy area. Right. Excuse the eating. It's just breakfast time. Okay. Let me have a look. Lauren. Hello from the UK. Hello, Lauren. Do you ever get homesick? I never have before, even though I travelled a bit, not by bike though, so I don't know what the feeling is like. It sounds like Canadian geese. I'll answer that question. Yeah. Do I get homesick? A little bit. Not so it's debilitating. Homesick in the point where I just miss my friends and family, for sure. But it's 2019, and luckily we've got like this technology. I wouldn't be surprised if my dad just popped into the chat. He loves watching the videos. And it's, yeah, I think okay, for example, in San Francisco, I had the use of my mate's car. I put my parents on like video call, put the car in the holder, and drove them around San Francisco, showing them the steep streets, all the trams, police officers. There was a load of like, I think, climate protests going on. Showed them that, showed them downtown with the big skyscrapers. So I wouldn't be able to show them that if I wasn't away. But I do for sure miss seeing them. But I feel like I've spent a lot of time away from them before I did this, and they're used to me being away, and life's just going on. So yeah. Let me go back to the question. So I don't really get too homesick, but a little bit. Ian King, yeah, definitely. I want to hear more about Lauren's question. So hopefully that answered. You're not going home for Christmas now, I assume? No, I don't want to go home for Christmas. I'm about to release a video. I think I'll do it in about a week, which I think's my best video I've made yet. And it kind of goes back to August time. August. And in this video, which is going to be titled, Is This the End? I think that's what I'm going to title it. I talk about thinking about going home, and so I'm not going to try and spoil the video for you, but I was really thinking about going to visit family for Christmas and going home. I feel now if I was to do that, I would miss I'd miss the journey. I'd regret it. I'm on the mission right now, and I think how I felt then was a result of being isolated and alone for so long, going through Yukon, Alaska. So how I feel now is completely different to how I felt July, August time. I'll read the comments. So yeah, if you want to watch that video now, it's actually on my Patreon, but if you want to wait a week, you can watch it for free. $4, you can watch it, and it really helps me out. Oh, there's a hawk. Oh, Can I turn you around? It's too far away. No, I can't get that. I love that. Just the hawk just flew right past. That's not honey. I hope it is. So from Harmon, I don't know how to say that last name. Dishikzat from Harmon. How do you carry all passport photos? I heard that every country has their own rules about them, height, etc. Do you look into that for every country? Good question. More of an issue through Central Asia and Southeast Asia for me. I didn't go to Central Asia. It'll be another problem through Africa as well. But China was the only country, and India, and I assume I've never been there, but I know China, you had to have a certain passport photo of a certain size. Laos, when they think I had to give them one, they would just like to give anyone. But I haven't given a passport photo into somebody probably since Laos, so it's not been a thought of mine. I don't actually have any on me right now. So I don't know if I need any going into Mexico. I assume not. If I do, just get myself to a Walmart and get some. So yeah, I should do research on that, but it's a few months away, so I'm not really thinking about it. It's a good idea to look into that for every country. Cycle Our World, cheers for the info, really useful for the future. The north coast of Turkey at the moment. Off to get a kebab for dinner. Enjoy that kebab. I'm sure it's better than my oats that I'm eating right now. Yeah, excuse me everyone, I'm eating breakfast, but I suppose it's got to be done. Denise looking out, finally catching a live stream, loving your journey, man. That's brilliant. Hadith Yadav, do you have any idea after the end of your journey? Will you continue to explore more after a break or stop? So the way I see my journey at the moment is I don't see it as a journey with a beginning and an end. I don't know when I'm going to stop cycling completely. Right now, my aim is to get all the way down to Argentina and then up to Brazil. I want to go that way. It's going to take something big for me to stop doing that. So after that, if this is all going well, if I still have money in the bank and I still got the will to keep going, my aim will be to get across to South Africa and make my way up Africa. Possibly on the west coast is what I'm thinking. Go rather than the traditional east coast route, west coast through Africa towards Morocco. So yeah, that would be my aim at the moment. And then from there, we'll see. I've got one of my best mates' weddings, who I'm a best man for. That's in about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years time. So I've got to get my backside there in the UK. Be really bad of me not to get there. I said I would be, but I've got time to get there. But that wouldn't be the end. That's just getting to. And if I had to fly there and then fly back, so be it. Some things you'd have to do that for. And being a best man at a wedding is definitely one of the things I would. Okay, so Sayesh ready. What do you carry for safety in Alaska and Canada for wildlife? I've just got bear spray, mate. That's it. Don't cook where you sleep. That's the best thing you can do. Jana Q. Hi from Chris and Diana in Washington. Hi, how's it going? We've been enjoying your journey. Oh, it's a shame we didn't get to say hello when I came through Washington State. Did enjoy it up there, albeit I am enjoying the blue skies of California a little bit more. Jake. Hey Adam, what was your role in the army? I was an officer in the infantry, which meant I did lots of different varied jobs. That's what I did before I did this. I was a mortar specialist, did that for a bit. Did a defence engagement job in Egypt, worked in an embassy, the British Embassy in Cairo. I was a training officer for a bit, did intelligence stuff for a bit. So yeah, lots of varied stuff. Boda Junglist, how do? Greetings from Yorkshire. How many miles do I do on average per day? I would say on average I do about 50. 50 miles, 80k. It's about right. Some days I do bigger, I'll do more, some days I do less. Sandy Moonstone, Paul Newman standing on crossbar of his bike in Butch Cassidy. Can I do it? Not when it's fully loaded. I did have to Google when someone was like, do the Paul Newman. My dad instantly knew what it meant, so I spoke to him afterwards. And he was like, yeah, I know what it means. Get on your bike. And I had no idea. So I don't think I can do it with a fully loaded bike. I could probably do it, stand on the handlebars. No, I could stand on the seat, maybe. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Greens are cruising. Kelly Laura Green, how's it going? Howdy. Postcards, by the way. I'm not going to get them out now, but I've just sent a load of postcards out. Anyone that was an $8 patron, or anyone that signs up as an $8 patron in the future, is going to get a new custom-made postcard, which will be handwritten to me from wherever I am. So if you'd like one of them, that's something you can sign up for. Hello from Malta. Denise looking out. How's the Espanol coming on? Mi Espanol, poco. I'm trying hard. Don't have to say trying. I'm doing Duolingo every day, so I understand more than I can speak. I don't know. I could ask for water maybe, and I can tell people where I'm from, and yeah, my Spanish is going to take some practicing for sure. Estás probando? Estás? I don't know, probando, I don't know what that word means. I need to learn that. Hello from Malta. West Coast is awesome. I can host you when you get to Marrakesh. From Hassan Dibani. Yeah, I think West Coast of Africa would be more of an adventure. And East Coast of Africa, I've seen a fair bit of that. So that's why the West Coast of Africa would excite me more. I've got a friend who's Nigerian. If you end up going to West Africa route, they have a pretty big house, upper middle class. This is the beauty of this bike trip, is people like just there from Lauren, putting me in touch with people, getting to meet people in real life. One sec. Last spoon. Done. Right, you've got all my attention. So yeah, since I've been in the USA, I've stayed with Stu and Sheila Washington, YouTube followers who messaged me, stayed with them. I stayed with a friend of a friend in Oregon, and I stayed with an old friend in California. But I have just had an offer from a guy called Doug, who lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, near Phoenix, and he's invited me to stay with him and his family over Thanksgiving. And I'm like, that is the kindest, most wonderful offer you could imagine. 28th of November. So my plan will be, I think I'll be there. I don't think I need to change my route based on getting there in time. I need to leave the US by the 12th of December. So the 28th of November, I probably will be in that area of Arizona. So if that works out, that'd be wonderful. So that's through the power of YouTube and somebody messaging me away. So yeah, if anyone does want to say hello, it'd be really nice to say hello to people on the way. I think that's one of the best things about me traveling the world, is I get to see lots of people. So, Mo, how was Egypt like? How's living in Egypt like? I loved it. I really liked it. I actually lived in the embassy, which is a bit weird. But they had an apartment within the embassy compound, but it was right in the centre. Yeah, really enjoyed living in Egypt. It's probably my favourite place I've lived, is Cairo. Probar is the infinitive of to try. Probar. Estás probar, I'm trying. I like it. Okay. Fala do Brazil. Hello from Brazil, Santa Catarina. I'd love to go to Brazil. That's where I think I'll finish the South America journey, will be in Rio de Janeiro. Theodore Roosevelt approves this live. That's good. How about the Silk Route? It's an amazing as well as a challenging route. So yeah, there's so many different routes and options, but I think that's all future. Right now, I'm on this amazing continent, the Americas, and I'm making the most of this. So thoughts of Africa, thoughts of Central Asia, China, everything else, Europe. Not really cycled in Europe. So there's so much I want to see. Right now, it's focus on the west of the USA, get myself into Nevada. Should be in Nevada by the end of the week, which is crazy. And then I will be heading towards Utah from Nevada, which will be really cool. What if you were fully loaded? From Robert J. I don't understand that question, mate. What do you mean fully loaded? So, Bike Tour Adventures, my mate Chris Have you put more thought into changing to a different bike with a bike petting setup for Latin America? Yeah, I'd love to, but there's cost, one. Two, um, I do spend a lot of time on roads, and I feel like more bike packing, albeit it looks really bloody cool on YouTube. I enjoy being with people. I enjoy that aspect of it, and I feel like if I'm bike packing, full bike packing setup, and I'm just like in remote areas, you don't spend as much time with in towns and with people. And it's something I've learned about myself, and I think my style is I like these moments and months, maybe a month or so, of time alone. But I really enjoy being around people. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So I think my bike makes me mix it up. I go to towns and stay on roads a lot, but then if I want to go on dirt roads, as me and Chris, we cycled through Cambodia together. We went from Phnom Penh to the coast. Our bikes can take them jingle roads, but would I be able to go on single track? I'd struggle with the amount of weight I'm carrying. That'd be my biggest change, is not change the bike. The bike could probably be alright. It's probably change my setup. And to be honest, I quite like having my laptop and drone and all the other stuff I have with me. So yeah. Albeit I did watch Johan's, is that the Bike Wanderer YouTube. I watched his premiere yesterday. I was sat in a McDonald's eating a chicken burger and I'm watching Johan push his bike through snow in Argentina, and I'm just like, yeah, I am not in the same world as this guy. So I think with me and him, we're just different personality types. I like, yeah, a different style to him, which is good. I don't want to copy or do what other people are doing. You've got to find your own way. Here we go. From Johanna, hi, safe riding. Adam, see you in Mexico. Jojo and James. So Jojo and James, I've just spent the last two days with. I just said to you, I was staying with Liam, my friend, and we met in Vancouver. They've also cycled all the way down from Alaska to where we are now in California, and they're going down the coast. And rather than me going down the coast, I've decided to go inland. So we had an amazing time together. We had far too many beers, watched a bit of Netflix, watched David Attenborough on Netflix, and had some chilled out time in a hot tub, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I hope you guys are well. I really enjoyed our time together. Hello from Tennessee, from Peter. Will I ever repeat the journey, trying new routes? Mate, repeating a journey is so much. The thing is, what I see is, every time I travel or go somewhere, there's more I want to see. So I don't know about repeating the journey. Well, there's a good question. How do I wash dishes? I just use a bit of water. I've got some dish soap with me and just scrub them out. Pretty simple. I am rigid with washing my dishes. I cycle with 2 Australian girls and they never wash their dishes. It absolutely grossed me out. And I was like, what are you doing, girls? Come on, it's easy. We're next to a stream. And they're like, nah, it doesn't matter. I was just like, that's scruffy. David Davison, winter is here soon. Don't know where here is, but yeah, winter is coming. Lauren, Adam, for Spanish lessons, have you tried Spanish Pod 101? I have tried Spanish Pod 101. I've also tried Coffee Break Spanish and used that. And at the moment, I'm listening to Michelle Thomas audio tapes on my phone. He's really good. I'm really enjoying that. It's like 5 discs. I'll go through disc 1 and I feel like I'm learning the words like puede, tengo, donde, all these like linking words that are really important, like the how, what, can, and then trying to build sentences from it. That's really helping. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Igni Vlogs, love from India. Oh, that's wonderful. I think you're the first person I've spoke to on a live from India. Hardik Yadav, why don't you upload all your rides on Striver? I do. Search for Adam Hugill. You might be able to find me. I do. But I don't do it daily. I do it once every few weeks. RJ, how to manage poop emergency on such trip? Nah, that's good, mate. See that cornfield? If I needed to go for a poop, I'd be walking in there probably and just depositing it in a hole. Privacy provided by nature, which has been humanly agricultured. Now just dig a hole, do your business, bury it, off you go. Really simple. Sorry to put you on pause, and was responding to the Paul Newman stuff. I got you from Robert Jacobs. Jingle roads, haven't heard that term since Afghanistan, those trucks. Yeah, jingle. It's because we have jingly trucks. I don't know if they have this anywhere else. I'm sure they will have it in Central Asia as well. But the trucks everyone drives there are just like pimped out, like pimp my ride on crack. It's just that we call them jingly trucks. Freddie Venus, don't come to Switzerland. The landscape is beautiful, but the people are incommunicative. Pretty sad. I've never even mentioned Switzerland, but cool, interesting to know. Are you acting in the movie In the Tall Grass? Nice videos. I don't know what that means either. Does that mean this corn? It's starting to get cold here in Canada. From Julien, I recommend you stay in Cali or not head north. I'm not heading north at any point now. It's all east or south. I will wiggle. I'm not going to just go straight line down. I think wiggling is, it's definitely worth doing. There are many Indians following you. Oh, fantastic. That's from Nishant Deshpande. One of the things I really want to do is go to India. I've been to Nepal, not on a bicycle though, and I was on the Indian border in a place called Nepal Grunge, and I saw India. I was like, couldn't go, so I didn't have a visa at the time, but India is definitely somewhere. It's on my list of places to go. I think it'll be a wonderful place to spend 6 months on a bicycle, so albeit difficult. Have you ever considered cycling through the Russian steppe? That would be wonderful. Russian visas are difficult to get hold of though. You have to get it from your own country and then go from there. They have jingly trucks in Pakistan too, I can imagine. Hello from rainy Teesside, northeast England. Aye, why man? Have you ever faced talking to people because of language barriers? And if yes, how do I manage? Face difficulty? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you go to China, very, very few people in rural China will speak any English, and they will expect you to speak, or at least understand written Chinese or Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever language they're speaking. So that was probably the country with the most difficulty. I had to learn basic terms and use the Translate app on your phone, which is a bit difficult, but it worked. And Greg asked me there, how's my Espanol? So I kind of answered that earlier, mate, but the Spanish is okay. It's muy bien. It's really good. I'm getting there. It's confidence, I think. I haven't spoken it much to people, but I spent 3-4 days with this Venezuelan girl when I was in San Francisco. She was in the hostel with me, and she was kind of giving me Spanish lessons along the way. I spent 7-8 days with an Australian girl who also spoke really good Spanish. She lived in Colombia previously. She spoke fluent Spanish, and every day. Mantequilla de maní is peanut butter. There's key words, I need to learn. Tengo hombre. I'm hungry. There we go. So the cornfield puts me in a scene from John Steinbeck's model Dorian M. I've not read that. I've only read of Mice of Men, but it really is like something out of a movie being sat here. What time am I on? 39 minutes. I said I'll do this for an hour because then I need to actually get cycling and wash my pots, and I've got my drone ready to go. I'm going to get some drone shots of the cornfield, so you guys are getting a little bit of a preview of things to come. Ted Edwards, nice to see you. Hi Adam, just seen you live. Looks nice out there. Michelle Thomas' method of learning language derived from a method he used to get himself through a concentration camp. Great method. I didn't know that. But Michelle Thomas, I'm like, this guy, the way he speaks the language, and he focuses on pronunciation as well quite a lot. And I find myself hearing words in his voice. So tengo, I hear it in his words. So yeah, it's a really good way. Doing Duolingo, which I do as well. It's great to get a vocabulary base, But I think for me, I'm trying to use a load of methods before I get to Mexico, and then through Mexico, it's just getting the confidence to use it and just mess up, make mistakes, and I cannot wait for that. And actually, when I was deciding with Jojo and James, which way do I go? Do I go down the west coast, or do I go east and explore more of the USA? Excuse me. I was super close to going down the coast. So close, just because 1,000k and I'm in Mexico, and that's crazy. I'm like, LA, San Diego, boom, done. Instead, I've taken the harder option, and I never regret taking the harder option when I do it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Aviator, great to see you doing well, sir. Be safe out there. Tropical Storm Nasta has passed and it's time to prep the catamaran, so we'll continue sailing Florida. Yes, well done, mate. That's really good to hear. Denise looking out. How are you approaching the climbs into Lake Tahoe? Just slow and steady. Wins the race. I think I'm going to go on the... Oh, I don't know which road. Can't remember now. But it's irrelevant. I'm just going to, wiggle my way up. Go slowly. I don't really think about it. This time last year, about 15, 16 months ago, I cycled from sea level to Andorra up the Pyrenees. First ever hill climb I've ever done. That's what my tattoo on my arm is, by the way, which you may have seen in videos. This is like a view of the mountains from Andorra into the Pyrenees, and there's the Yorkshire Rose at the bottom. And I, climbed up this mountain. I wanted to get a tattoo of basically just constantly, just persevering and being stubborn can get you to achieve anything. So that's what I'm going to do. Just chip away at it. Harmon, hello again from the Netherlands. When you are sitting in the grass, you're not afraid for ticks, since they have all kind of diseases with them. Are you checking them every day? Good advice that. Right now I'm sat on mud, so I'm all right. But you're right. If you are in the grass, check your areas for that. And David Davison, you need a haircut. Thank you for your lovely piece of advice, but I'm going to go for. I'm trying to grow it out again. I'm going to go back to what it was like when I was in Korea. Have it long again, have it tied up. It's not quite there yet, but this is that middle area. Do you know where it goes ridiculous? So for me, I'm not getting a haircut now. I think for another 6 months, maybe a year, and have it tied up again. Why not? Mix it up. I can do what I want. I also love how people. There's no thing to you, David, but how people like to comment on people's appearance. It's kind of like, doesn't really matter, does it, mate? Just don't really worry about our look. Magus, how's your bike holding up? Really good. Since Vancouver, my bicycle, there he is, Trigger's broom. Trigger is my bicycle. My bicycle's been doing all right. Nothing wrong with it since Vancouver, since I got that back wheel fixed. So yeah. Don't you think that washing dishes and clothes can pollute the stream? Just a thought. I'm not doing it in the stream. Best way to wash your dishes, I have a little sink, collect the water, get away from the stream, wash your dishes away from it, and then you're good. So there we go, yeah. That's a very good point though. Don't wash your dishes in a stream, it can pollute it. I agree. Bike AZ, Arizona, or AZ if you're American. Swing through Arizona, definitely will be. Arizona's on, baby. Did you end up visiting Yosemite with MSG? So I am not there yet. I'm about to head into the Sierra Nevadas. Once I'm high, I might decide to head down to Yosemite. I think that ride will be beautiful. So I'll see what the weather's like. And if I do that, I might then head to Death Valley and beyond. So we'll see how that goes. Lauren, you don't have to do it in a stream. You can still use the water from a stream and walk a few feet away. Exactly that, Lauren. Perfect. Hi, Adam from Keep On Rolling. Robert Jacobs, have I talked to Marcus? Marcus's bike flow. How is he doing? Made interesting, funny videos. Marcus, I did. I last spoke to him this week. Spoke to him, and he's doing really well. And yeah, he's at the moment just in a new chapter of his journey. And it's journeys continue. From the road, off the road. David Davison, I like that, mate. Need a haircut. I would say the same. Do you know what my former sergeant majors would say? Exactly that. Hey, scruffy, get a haircut. But yeah, mate, it's doesn't really matter, does it? Here we go. Julianne, just wondering which laptop or tablet you use to stream your channel. Right now, I'm using an iPhone. I'm not using a laptop. I've got my phone. It's really hard to show you it without maybe getting a mirror. But basically, my phone is elastic banded, is that a word, to my camera, because that's what my tripod's on. So yeah, pretty simple. Have you been able to appreciate the consequences of climate change and human damage on ecosystems throughout your journey? That is a really, really topical and really good question. So thank you for that wonderful question. Who sent that? Is Ilda 3000? Yeah, the most obvious place I saw it was up in Alaska. I think, well, firstly, it's the glacier systems and seeing the change in the glaciers, and the scientists within America saying this is where the glaciers were, this is where the glaciers are now. I suppose for me, a lot of forest fires. I don't know if that's a result of climate change. If that's a result of climate change. But there are a lot of natural fires up in Alaska and Yukon, but that's part of the natural cycle of them areas. Albeit this year, I know the Arctic Circle, so Alaska, Russia, got some of the worst fires in history. And people, I don't know if that's the blame of climate change or not. I don't know. I don't know enough about the science. But for sure, I feel Alaska was the most pertinent place. I personally experienced that. Jake, would you recommend the army, and how was your experience? I really would, mate. It used to be my job actually. I did it for about 3 months. I used to go and give talks in like universities and with young people like 20, 21, 22 to try and like tell them that what you can do in the army, like recruiting basically. And I really enjoyed it. I had a really good career. I had a varied career. I think it's not for everybody. But if you want adventure, if you want to get a load of experience, if you want to be an officer, you could get a lot of leadership experience early. If you're a soldier, you'll still get some amazing experiences. And I think it's a really good way of life. Albeit for me, 8 years was enough. And I'd consider joining as a reservist in the future. But for right now, I'm just living this, so I'm happy. Ni hao from Zhongguo. That's hello from China. Joe Guacamole, awesome idea to head south from Tahoe to Yosemite. That was my backyard for 15 years. Rode motorcycles all through there. Still have a family in that area if you want places to crash. That's amazing. Thank you, Joe. But yeah, I don't know exactly yet what I'll do. But all I've done is looked at Google Maps and looked at Street View at the road that goes from Tahoe to Yosemite. It is amazing. So that's driving me to get to that point at the moment. So looking at the future videos and what I'm going to be publishing, I have so far edited my videos up in the background. So I've edited up to Vancouver. I've arrived in Vancouver. This is where I've got to, and it's all ready to go. I have 2 videos in the locker, so 2 ready to go. That would be normally 2 weeks. I normally do 1 a week, and then I do a live stream in between just to kind of give you a modern, real current update, and then I'll drop these 2 videos. Your Chinese is perfect, almost local accent. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be dropping them videos. What day is it now? It's Sunday. I think the next episode will go out next Saturday. So get ready for that. If you want to watch it early, Patreon, $4 a month, and you get to watch that early, and you get to watch all the other videos I put out early. I've also created a new tier, a $1 tier, if anyone's interested. And $1 tier is for all behind the scenes stuff, and I'm going to do long write-ups about each video and kind of the behind the scenes stuff. So if you're really interested in that and you want to throw us $1, it really makes a big difference over time with a lot of people. And it kind of it's a way for you just to give me a big old there's support with a book. So I thought I'd create that for you guys to be able to support me and become part of this community, which you guys now can see there's 73 people here in live. So that's wonderful to be able to do that. So yeah, that gives me 2-3 weeks worth of videos to put out there, and then I'll have to stop again, edit again, which is good. I like to do that, 2-3 weeks, stop and edit. So I might even be stopping for a day or two in Scottsdale, Arizona, Thanksgiving time, to edit the next bunch of videos. I think that's my next idea of where I want to edit. Looking at the comments in there, Craig Turner, do you find cycling full time that your body gets stronger, or do you have anything that's wearing it? My legs are definitely stronger. I lost a bit of weight for sure compared to when I started the journey. Yeah, my body feels good. My knees are a bit tired at times, which is not good. I think that's a combination of being in the army, carrying a lot of kit on my back and doing all that crawling around. So I think that's my knees damaged from that as opposed to cycling. I think the cycling's really low impact and really good. The bike fits me perfectly. So for me, yeah, my body just feels good. For sure your backside can get tired if you're on the saddle for days on end, but generally pretty good. Ayo Alaska, Ayo, welcome from Alaska in the live chat. Andrew Norris, watch out for those big combines they have around there. No earplugs. Yeah, imagine that. You get proper munched up. Hardick, I think one message you can carry with us is of climate change. What do you think? I think for the world at the moment, it's something that I agree with you on that, with climate change, but it's such a, this is my thoughts on it, it's such a popular topic at the moment. I don't just want to jump on a bandwagon without really knowing, understanding and believing it. I do obviously believe the message, and I think it's something we can all do, and corporations definitely should do. But for me, I don't want to appear to be doing something because it's just becoming popular and to get support. I think if you're doing it, you really have to believe it. And to be honest, I feel like I'm in a bit of a bubble at the moment. And my message, my key message is just people are generally good. I think that's what I'm focusing on. So, so for me, yeah, I just want to focus on the human aspect. We often demonize nations and people and groups, and that's something I feel passionate about, is showing the kindness of people. So for me, it's focusing on something I really believe on, as opposed to let's jump on a bandwagon, albeit it's a super important one. I think there's enough people out there that are better positioned than me to be doing that. It's not something I wouldn't say do in the future, but right now, climate change, yeah, I'm not saying I'm not supporting it. I ride on a bicycle, for goodness sake, you know, like hardly use any like things that like car and gas and fuel and things that do damage the environment. So it definitely is something I'm aware of, and seeing America just changes your mind on like, not get your perspective on where we're at. People live in a car. This country is built on the car. The American dream is the car. And yeah, it's interesting to say the least. If you look at China, they're really pushing forward with electric vehicles and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like the US has a long way to go, as does the rest of the Western world, and as does India, as does China, as does Brazil. You know, big countries there that can do a lot more. Anyway, there's my thoughts. Zed, you some lad, really admire you. Thank you, Zed. Do you prefer Star Wars or Lord of the Rings franchise? I might lose some fans here. I hate that term, fans. Some audience members. I might lose that by saying I've never watched Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. There we go. I have no interest in it either. Too long. I did watch when I was about 12, I think episode 1 when it came out, Star Wars episode 1, and I was just like, this is rubbish. Hi from Whitehorse, Yukon, -5 this morning. Woohoo! It's crazy to think I've cycled from Whitehorse to here. Yeah, it's very different. Robert Jacobs, would have to give him my 1 bad habits. Good incentive, I guess. Yeah, with the climate change. Do I carry a water filtration device when in remote areas like Alaska? Yeah, I use a Sawyer Mini. Nathan, my brother. Hi. How's it going, Nathan? I hope you're well. Andrew Norris, great message, love that. And Denise looking out, we're trying to change that car culture in the US, long road to go. Yeah, it's interesting, like being on these long old roads. America's the only country I've been verbally shouted at and like chastised. Ryan Van Doos is in the live chat, and he said, if you come to Boulder, I'm going to force you to watch Star Wars. Starting at episode 4, I would hope. Yeah, I also played Star Wars Episode 1 Racer on the old Nintendo 64. Loved that game. Probably one of the best. All of them. So yeah, Episode 1 Racer was good. But and Lord of the Rings, I, with Lucia, went to watch. She loved them. Loved Lord of the Rings. So she made me watch the first Lord of the Rings. She made the mistake of putting on the extended version, and it was so long. And I was just like, oh, this is like 4 hours. So that's why I've not watched it. WAR, help us out please, make our day. What do you mean by that? That would be interesting to know. If I come to Boulder, I don't know what, I really wanted to go through Colorado and go to Boulder. I messaged Ryan when I was in Japan saying that was my original plan. And then my plan changed to stay in the warmer areas. I've just been watching Ryan's videos going through Utah, and that is definitely driving me east. Seeing Utah a few weeks ago, whenever you did it, mate, and I saw the Nutella in the jar frozen. I was like, it's going to be chilly when I get there. Go to Utah, yeah. I'm really looking forward to getting to Utah. Explore, there's so much to explore. And that's it, yes, I'm heading now, Nevada. I think I'm going to avoid Vegas. I've got no real interest in going to Vegas. But heading east across Utah, and then I'm going to loop back down and yeah, go to the Grand Canyon and then head that way. Oh, we're going to get to 100 subs. Oh, we're not interested in that, mate. But sorry about that. But so I enjoyed your Riding Across America series, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's got some really good series. Another country that Ryan Van Doos has definitely inspired me to go to in the future, or 2 places. There's Baja, and your series on Baja, which you did the Baja Divide, super tough route, and that's definitely driving me to Mexico and Cuba. And them Cuba videos are some of my favourite bike touring videos out there, mate. They are, yeah, that moment where you gift, not to spoil it for anyone, if you're going to go and watch it, highly recommend you go and watch these videos. Ryan's Cuba series ends up gifting his bicycle to a local guy at the end. Oh mate, I definitely got emotional watching that. So Cuba's definitely on the horizon. I think through Mexico, from Mexico to Cuba, Cuba back to Mexico and through. That's kind of my rough plan. But that's probably looking at next March time. So yeah. Mexico's amazing, Cuba too, maybe we'll have to meet up. Yeah, buddy, I think it would be fantastic. I've not made any like videos with anybody else that does something like what we do, and I feel that I've definitely met people on the way and cycle with them, and it's wonderful. And somebody asked me just a minute ago, do I enjoy cycling alone? Oh, solo touring, Jake. Group touring or partner touring, which is the best? I just don't think you can compare. I think it's so many different moments, and for me to ride with somebody else that's also creating, that would be a unique experience, and it'd be a real insight maybe for both of us to see how that works. So yeah, buddy, that'd be amazing. But what do I prefer? Solo touring, group touring. I think for me now, solo touring, it's adding something which, it gives me the freedom. But then I definitely at times strive, and all I want is somebody to cycle with. So coming down the Pacific coast has been brilliant. So I've not been alone since Vancouver really. Every day I've cycled with somebody. Maybe I've had 1 or 2 days by myself, and then I've had about 20 days with other people. So yeah, it's been brilliant for that social aspect. And me heading east is me saying I'm no longer going to probably cycle with anybody. So if I cycle down the coast, I could have cycled with people all the way down, but instead I'm going to go solo and alone. And it allows me to do stuff like this, a live video in the morning before I set off for the journey. So that really, yeah, makes it completely different. Okay. Hardik, how do you adapt to different water qualities? Have you experienced anything bad because of changing water? Not me personally, no. Yeah, it's not been something I've come across. I just listen to the locals. And so say going through Cambodia and Laos, water there is not great. You just have to filter it and let's see what the locals do. And Julian has asked, aside from cycling, do you enjoy other endurance sports? I used to run when I was in the army, something you had to do a lot. I did a lot of trail running, really enjoyed trail running. And if I was to run now, my legs would not like it. I need to really slowly get back into it. So I've been using such different muscles. But yeah, trail running is something that I definitely do enjoy. Andrew Norris, I'm new to your channel. Is it subscribers who can join you on tour? For people joining me and stuff, it's really like, I think, ad hoc and random. I'm never opposed to saying hello to people, but I equally don't want to be cycling with 50 people down the road, do you know what I mean? So for me, I like that freedom of being able to go and do what I want, and I think whilst I'm in America, more and more people can absolutely say hello and join me. But yeah, I'm pretty open, pretty relaxed about it. But I haven't made it easy for people to come and randomly find me. It's not like I'm saying, I'm going to be in this town. So yeah, it's more like random people I meet usually. Do I watch football? Yeah, mate, massive football fan. I'm a big Hull City fan. I also a big rugby fan. I played rugby for years. That's my sport I lived playing. England just did a good old job against Australia. England are now in the semi-finals of the World Cup against New Zealand. I stayed up to watch that as well, which was like midnight till like 2 in the morning in America. So that was definitely worth it. But New Zealand, that's going to be tough. If we beat New Zealand, I think England will win the World Cup. Steph, I'd love to cycle the world, but don't have the confidence to quit jobs and sell house. Love your videos. Yeah, and I don't know what, Steph, I wouldn't tell you to do it either. I think what I would tell you to do is go on a weekend bike tour. Go and do that 10 times a year. Before I did this journey, I did lots of other small bike tours, built the confidence to know this is what I want, and it was this striving need I felt that if I don't do it now, I never will do it. And that's so individual, and I would never tell anybody, quit your job, cycle the world. I think that's a really irresponsible message, because most people have other real life things going on. And I've lost and sacrificed a lot to do that, with namely a long relationship and my house and all them possessions and things like that. But what I've gained, I feel, is tenfold. I wouldn't exchange that for the world, and it's something I felt I had to do. So yeah, go and explore where you live. Go and bike on a Friday night. Go and cycle somewhere and camp there. Go and do it again on Saturday, and then cycle back on Sunday. If you can do that, most people can commit to that if they're fit and healthy. Watching Man U v Liverpool now. Yeah, what's the score? I haven't seen that. My dad's a Liverpool fan, so that's where he'll be. That's why he's not watching this. Liverpool, I can't see Man U doing anything against Liverpool at the moment. They're on fire. Denise looking out. Just did my first solo last week. Got to say, it's my favourite riding so far. That's wonderful. That's really good, Denise. That's brilliant to hear. Bo Powell, hello. I've loved following your journey. You've helped me figure out what to pack and what not to pack for my much shorter bikepacking trips. Anyway, if you're ever in the low country, hit me up. I don't know what low country means. You have to educate me there, mate. But that's brilliant. That's wonderful to hear their messages from you guys, people that have learned about what I pack. When I made a video, I think it's my most viewed video now. I think it's got 36,000 views. Ooh, wind's picking up. And I just did, this is what I pack in my bicycle. And yeah, that video wasn't a, this is what you should pack. It was just a, this is what I pack, adds value to me. I am not lightweight. And if you want a lightweight bikepacking setup or bike touring setup, there's other people out there much better positioned than me. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you found that. Lucian Dutu, just lost the beginning of this live because I had a warm showers guest who just left. That's amazing. If I'm ever in Romania, mate, that is on. And I love Romania. I spent 3 months working in Romania, in Galat, and working with the army there, with the Romanian army. And that was super cool, working with their tank brigades on the Ukrainian border. Did that for a while. I remember speaking to a Romanian soldier, and he's never been to the UK, and he was like, what's the biggest difference between the UK and Romania? And I was like, we don't have stray dogs in England. And he was like, well, what do you do with them all? I was like, we just don't have any, mate. And it blew his mind that we didn't have any stray dogs, which is my lasting, one of my memories of the Romanian soldiers' views. From Steph, thanks man, we'll be planning some bikepacking weekend soon. You're an inspiration, thank you. Clara Boyland, hi Adam, just wanted to say thank you so much for your content, super inspiring. So much so me and my boyfriend have booked our flights to Anchorage to start a bike tour next year. Yeah, we've connected I think on Instagram. That's really, really cool to see you guys about to do that. Anchorage is what's there, an aircraft above me. Anchorage is a really good place to start. I can hook you up with a really good warm showers host when you get there. And yeah, you will love it. You will live the dream going from Alaska. Looks better over than over here in South Yorkshire, Adam. Brilliant. That's from Tony Tiger. Both our low country is the coast of Georgia, South Carolina and North Carolina. Mostly marshy, generally below sea level. That's good. The Greenway, that's good to know. That's really good to know. Thank you for that education. I just want to thank you and others like Ryan who have motivated me to get on my bike and explore this amazing world around me. Yes! It's so good. I couldn't agree more, Tyler. And so much so that I'm just sat in a field talking to the internet when really I need to be cleaning my mucky pots and putting all of my stuff away. I'm going to start doing that now. I think we can keep the live chat on whilst I do that. Your guest is Ukrainian. Fantastic, from Lucian. Tyler's from Saskatchewan, planning to explore a lot of the remote northern areas over the next spring, summer, then expand from there. Wonderful. Ryan Van Duzer, yeah! Right, I'm not gonna go. What I'm gonna do is you're gonna get to watch me pack away. Just missing you. I'll watch the full event later. Hope things are going well, matey. Happy dance. Do a happy dance. Oh man, let me get my tripod set up. Ooh, don't think I can. This is as high as it's gonna go. So basically, I'm gonna have to go far away. Dancing in a cornfield. Only Ryan Van Duzer can get me to do that. Yes, boy. Lauren, do you think it'll be impossible for someone to survive doing this without getting any food gifts from people on the way? Because I had a certain diet, maybe. Asking for a friend. Depends what your diet is. But if, I don't know, you'd have to let me know. But I think you can. It really does depend. And to survive, I generally just live on pasta and pesto and oats. And bean burritos. I've got on the bean burrito. I've got on it. They're good. Got myself some tin of beans. I ran out of tortilla wraps yesterday, so my next first stop's going to be a supermarket on the way through. But yeah. And have I got any press on my ride in the USA? No, mate. I've not got in touch with anybody. I've not pushed for it. So yeah, Lauren, let me know what type of diet. Is it like vegan or something like that? Right. Let me start packing away. Yeah, it's a load of aircraft buzzing around on a Sunday. Okay, so this red bag here, this has just got food in it. And at the moment, I've got myself some beans. What else have I got? Oh, I've got a load of soups. These are quite good. I put one of these with a pasta yesterday. That was really nice. Oats, noodles. Mantequilla di mani. Yes. The Espanol is slowly getting there, and I've not entered yet, so I think when I get there it'll get much better. Alright, let's pack this away. So, yeah, this is really good, the little wind thing. I need to get some more gas today as well. I've run out of gas. So, there we go. Lessons for the day. But yesterday I watched, like I mentioned, I watched Johan's premiere of his snowy ride through Argentina. And as I was on there was another cycle touring guy called Ali Durnham from Cycling About. He was on the live. It was really nice to see like a little community of people. I say little, he had 700 people in his live and there's 79 in mine. Yeah, burritos. And it was really nice to see where Johan is after 4 years on the road. And that guy, oh, I gotta say, one of the most positive bike packers out there, who's absolutely doing it in his own way. And oh, let me get this tripod straight. Yeah, he's doing it in his own way, and he's so positive with it, and that's really good. But yeah, hopefully just doing this in my own way, and doing my own thing as well. Let's have a look. I'm thinking of doing a keto diet, but it might be dumb to do when cycling. Do you know what? I'm not a dietitian or expert in that sense. I know a little bit about it, but for me, the best advice is always seek a diet, like a professional's help. But I'm sure it's possible. There's people out there on every diet you can imagine, doing every bit of exercise you can imagine. So I know there's there's Olympians out there that are fully vegan, and you can do it. Financially, might be different, but I'm sure if you research it enough, you should be all right. But yeah. James Jackson, hey Adam, me and two mates are looking at Cycling America. Do the American women really fall for the British accent? I have never had any sort of relations with any American women, so not for me, mate. No, I don't know. Honest answer, I think it's a bit different, the fact that you're different, and then I think if someone actually likes you, they probably get over it quite quickly, and then they just like you for who you are. I don't think an accent, it might get you a kiss and that's about it if you're in a bar, but I wouldn't be expecting the world to fall over just suddenly because you talk with a different accent. So Julian, safe riding today Adam, may the force be with you, bye for now. So yeah, there's my thoughts on the American accent and British accent in the States. It's just different, and difference interesting, so it definitely gets you to stand out initially, but from there it's all on you, mate. How much do I pay for travel insurance from Pierre Marguet? I can't remember now. My health travel insurance runs out in December, so I need to get some new one. So good question. Has anyone got any recommendations? So I need to start looking at that again. I did it like over 18 months ago, and now it's running out. Yeah. So what I'll do to wash my pots is I have a cloth. I have a scourer, a steel wool, and I do have some liquid, little squirt of liquid, little squirt, there we go. Let me just put this away. Oh. Where are we? There we go. So yeah, to wash my pots, just give this a little, like that. It kind of shows how little water you need to wash your pots. You don't need loads. Give it a little squirt, bit of soap. There we go. And then just tip it away. And then I'll get my cloth, give it a good dry, and I am now clean. And then I'm gonna have to get back on the road and get cycling after this. Let's have a look. Second one. See, if I'm really low on water, I wouldn't use both pots, I'd just use one. If I was really low on water, I generally wouldn't be cooking. I just have whatever I can eat that doesn't need cooking. So here we go. Oh, that needs a bit more, just a bit minging. 1 second. Anyone know the Manchester United v Liverpool score? Save me from having to look in a minute. If anyone knows the Man U Liverpool score, that would be super cool to know. Here we go, let's get that done. Cool. Now, let's get that cloth in there. It's a bit dusty and muddy here, so there's a lot of mud dust on the back. That's not nice. Just adds a little bit of crunch to it later when you're eating. 1-0 to Man U. Man U are winning 1-0 against Liverpool. That's mental. That's crazy. Cheers, Chris. Appreciate that, mate. Chris Panansky, well, mate, great to finally have a chance to watch a live stream. I'm off to mountain biking in Gatineau Park for a couple of hours during the last days of the warm weather. Enjoy, mate. Enjoy. Let's have a look. Hardik, whenever you plan to ride in India, do consider the weather. In summer, the weather crosses 45 degrees C. Yeah. One thing I have noticed, here's an observation, is, and this isn't from me, there's somebody else mentioned this to me as well. Man U 1-0 up, surprisingly. That's mental. Rashford. Marcus Rashford finally doing some work this season. Oh, the Mariners lost 4-0. That's Grimsby Town, innit? Mariners. Yes, Dave. Hull City lost 3-2 yesterday against QPR. That was also a little bit upsetting, but 18th in the league at the moment. Anyway, no football chat. Yeah, one thing I noticed is if you go to India and you make travel videos, you make a lot of people generally come and watch your videos if they're good, because you're suddenly throwing your stuff in front of a whole new audience. And I've seen like this woman that's riding around on a motorbike. Her channel was like normal, went to India, boom. And there's another couple of examples of people done that. So there's a good observation for anybody. If you want, it's going to be a long time before I get to India, but if you want to put your videos in front of a new audience, go to India. Oh, from Lars. Love following you and some others on the road. Me and my girlfriend doing Vietnam. 3 months on our bicycles, looking forward. Yeah, she's Dutch. Oh yeah, Hassan, there we go, that Dutch woman in India. So yeah, you have Itchy Boots. There we go, her, yeah. And her videos are great, for sure. But yeah, it just shows you that India puts your stuff basically in front of a whole new group of people. And I think that's really cool. Do you wear padded cycling shorts? That is, I do, as you may be able to see. Padded cycling shorts. And how much do I wash them? Not enough, if I'm being honest. And how do I wash them hygienically? To be fair, these were cleaned on yesterday, which is pretty good because I've been in a house. And it might be a while before they get washed again, so yeah, stinky. Respect man for wind and freedom. Bummers on the Tigers score. Lol. Yeah. Get used to it, don't you? If you're an Hull City fan, getting beat on a weekend at the moment is pretty regular. Right, I think I'm going to have to go, guys, because I want to start packing up properly, get back on the road. But as long as Scunny don't lose, I don't care. Brilliant. Yeah, thank you all for joining my live stream. This is always wonderful to say hello to you all. And I think I've 78 minutes here. This is longer than most than I imagined. It's time to get this off because it's now brilliant weather, and let's get to Tahoe. I think 2-3 days I should be up there. A couple of 1,000 kilometers climbing, and it's about 200-300 kilometers from where I am now. So yeah, Lake Tahoe, here we come. Best of luck from Hardik. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. By the way, there's a couple currently biking in West Africa. Monday's Trail. I have seen them actually, yeah. Is it a guy with like big dreadlocks and his missus? I did see them, they're quite cool. Albeit I don't have an awful lot of time to watch other people on the internet. So usually I'm either making my own videos or I'm cycling. Denise, bye Adam, thanks for sharing with us. Enjoy the ride. Do I get enough vitamins? Probably not, Lars. I'm probably vitamin deficient. Pasta and pesto is not great for my vitamin intake. Tony, all the best from Peter Lee. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll give it another 30 seconds. Anyone else wants to ask any last messages? Dave Bunn, beer o'clock, Adam. Oh, 199. Thank you so much, Dave. Really appreciate that. That's a really kind gesture. If anyone does want to get early access to what I think is my best video I've made, and I'm not just saying that, I think it's the best because it's the one where I go through the most journey in 2-3 weeks. It's now on Patreon. I'll release it publicly next Saturday, so in about 6 days. But if you want to watch it now, go over to Patreon for $4. You'll then get access to it and you'll be able to watch that and everything else I've put on there. And that $4 will massively support me, keeps them wheels turning. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I'm going to call this to an end. Don't know how to end it, not that button. Gotta know how to give you a beer too. I think there's like a super chat button, but it's only available in some countries, mate, so I don't know. But yeah, thank you all so much. I'm now gonna have to end it, but I don't know how to end it. I've got 1 second. What I will show you is my setup. Now I'm about to end it. So I've had my phone attached using this elastic band and this elastic band to my new camera. This is my new camera, which I'm really happy with. New Panasonic camera. Not sure that's enough, Chief, but no, it will be, mate. It's just the gesture is so appreciated. So thank you, Dave. Right, all 54 of you left. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Don't know when that'll be, but probably in a week. And look forward to my next video. Thank you all. Bye bye.